Hey, Tyson.
Hi, welcome to Rock Estate Winery. So I've got three wines that I'm going to pour for you today. Everything's estate grown on the property. We've got our one white, which is our Chardonnay, 2.5 acres that we have on site, so it's the only white we do. And then the remaining is all of our reds, which is 95% reds. So I'm going to start you off with our 2013 vintage Chardonnay first to pour.
Perfect. Now, Chardonnay seems to be making a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the style that we're making here, I mean, we've really kind of dialed in with this, and the vineyard's still actually pretty young. I mean, we're getting into our 9th leaf in the Chardonnay block, but we can make any kind of style Chardonnay we like. We get some pretty big fruit up here, but really kind of backing off a lot of that new oak, a bit more stainless steel into the mix.
Cool.
So some really nice integration, but some older wood that we're using, which is kind of nice. So it's more reflecting kind of a Chablis style. If they're familiar with that kind of style wine. A bit more minerality coming through, but very fresh. So I'm going to start off with this first. So this is the 2013 Chardonnay. So what we do is we have a micro harvest that we do. So when we're picking, we're looking for specific attributes in the fruit before we pick anything. So the first picking we actually did, we inoculated that separately, so with a different yeast. And it went into our French Cooper Saury that we specifically use. That was aged 5.5 months, and that was actually 40% of new oak. And then the remaining second picking that we did, that went into 40% second fill. So that's 2-year-old barrels that we use, so a bit more neutral oak. So nothing, we didn't really want to overwhelm the wine too much. And then the third picking, that went into all in stainless steel, so 20%. So a bit more stainless steel for the vintage like I was running through, and less oak. So these wines are showing a lot more fresh fruit, pineapple, citrus, and then the pH is also down, so a bit more acidity for this vintage, which we really like, and it's really dialing in with this. It's kind of nice, but we get to kind of play with the Chardonnay a little bit because we have a bit more reds kind of specific for us, so this is
awesome.
kind of nice.
Fantastic. Okay, and our second wine.
I'm going to run through the Syrah next for you. So this is the 2011 vintage Syrah.
Which is also known as a Shiraz if you're from Australia.
Yeah. A different style. I mean, this is more in the kind of the French style, so definitely Northern Rhone style. The 11 vintage was a bit cooler, so a bit more toned down, but you're getting lots of that cassis and white pepper. Definitely an elegant style wine. It's 100% unfiltered. We don't do any vining on any of the reds, so you're going to get some deep and colored wine, a bit more body there, and definitely those tannins are going to come through. This one's 60% done in New French. And then the rest we did in 40% in American oak. So that American oak, this adds a bit more of the vanillin content in this, so a bit more robust flavors kind of coming through.
Awesome.
So,
and what's the third wine that you're pouring?
The third is the Icon. So this is kind of our signature, definitely the most complex wine we make, our kind of a Bordeaux style blend. It's a 2012 vintage, so this is a pretty new release, but it's pretty approachable, getting into about 2.5 months now in bottle, so still very young. It's one of the first vintages where we kind of excluded our cab for this blend, so it's more of an Argentinian style French blend, but it's quite earthy. Definitely a wine that's kind of what we're known for.
And so do you see this bottle sitting on the shelf for a little while and aging?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the style of wine we're making. There's that rustic approach, more of an old world style winemaking, and these are wines that we're making that can go, I mean, their approachability, I mean, getting to 4 to 5 years, which is realistic for the cellar, but these are wines that can get into the 10, 15, even up to 20 years. So this is a blend of 31% Malbec, 28% Merlot, 26% Cab Franc, and 15% Petit Verdot. And that Malbec is something that really changed the profile of this wine. It's a bit earthier, but quite floral as well, but very subtle, and you're getting a bit of that kind of pepper that's coming off of it as well, which is kind of nice.
Okay, I think all that's left to do is for me to taste.
Perfect. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyson.
You're welcome.
Okay, everyone, here I am at Painted Rock Estate Winery, and I'm about to taste the Chardonnay, which, as we're discovering, is making a resurgence in popularity. I'm really, really enjoying the Chardonnays that I'm tasting from the Okanagan. Another great fact about this Chardonnay here is that it's there's a little bit of oak, but not too much. It does spend a good amount of time in stainless steel, and perfect for those summer salads and maybe even a nice scallop or some barbecued salmon. Fantastic. Now I'm going on to the Syrah. I can just imagine eating some rack of lamb with this drinking, or eating some rack of lamb while I drink this Syrah. That's fantastic. And last, but they're their big one, the one that sold out, their last vintage of this sold out in 1 month. So their 2012 Red Icon. Yum. It's a new wine. It's a young wine. So, give it a couple of years on the shelf. But I think that's got some pepper crusted pork loin on the table for me. So fantastic wines. And just look at the view behind me. It's gorgeous. Spectacular. And thanks for coming out to Painted Rock.